Hey, Backlog Kids, and today we're going to take a look at the Gundam. Introducing the HGGB 1144th scale Gundam Livelanceheaven from Gundambreakerbattleogue, piloted by Toma Eisen. I know, the name's pretty dumb. The discussion back at Bandai probably went like, so we have this cool new design that's a white angelic death side hell. But we can't really call it death side now since it looks like the complete opposite of the Gundam. And this one guy had a brilliant idea to name it the opposite of every word of the name. Well, at least in his mind anyway. Anyways, this design is from the Gundambreakerbattleogue OVA from the official Gundam YouTube channel, Gundam Info. It's just a couple of episodes and are around 8 to 10 minutes, so I recommend you check it out for the cool battle scenes. Because the story is pretty lame, to be frank. It's just another ad for the kids, guys. If you don't already know, Gundam Breaker Mobile is their official mobile game which was previously Gundam Battle Gunpla Warfare outside Japan. I know, another brilliant name. And if you thought Japan plus mobile game equals gacha game, then we have a winner! God, I wish they would just make a decent PC game that won't involve gacha. Just port Maxi Boost on to PC, Bandai! Come on! Oh yeah, model kit review. So let's check out Whitewash Death Side. Right, let's go checking out this kit, and as you will see, this little guy over here has Death Side Hell's cloak. And what do you know? Most of the runners of this kit are labeled Gundam Death Side and Gundam Death Side Hell, which pretty much confirms that we'll eventually get an HD revive of the TV series design. It even has Death Side Hell's helmet thing on the runners. It's just a matter of Bandai announcing a release date. But I kinda feel like they're forgetting something. Well, if they forgot about it, it's probably not important, right? Anyways, let's get the cloak out of the way first and take a look at the base kit. But don't worry, we'll get back to it at the accessories section since this kit doesn't really come with much. Looking at the design, you'll hardly recognize this is based off the Death Side as the upper half of the mobile suit is heavily customized, leaving the legs mostly the same as the original. The aesthetics really scream, "My God, we'll smite you!" Having that very RPG Paladin look.
DEUS VULT, infidel!
I mean, look at that winged V-fin and that gigantic mohawk. It looks pretty sick, not gonna lie. I really like that face design too. It has that Zeta Gundam vibe with the pointy chin. So in the spirit of the Gundam build series, this fella in the lore is a kit bash of the Gundam Death Side Hell and the Gundam Versago, which I'm still waiting for an HD revive, Bandai. Where's my discount Epion, huh? Better yet, where's my HG or RG Epion, huh? Anyways, the torso would be a modified Versago torso, as you can see compared to the line art, which is why he has a Mega Sonic cannon on the belly, which should have been really useful in the OVA. Looking back, he didn't really do much except look cool, huh? Also, the forearm design reminds me of the Sinanjus, except instead of the sleeves, it has the Zero system mounted on them. Dude, I swear this guy was severely nerfed in the OVA. He has 2 freaking Zero system. Basically cheating. Anyway, the proportions of the kit is fantastic, not to mention how detailed this kit is. There's lots of opportunities to detail it up with some panel wash and some detail painting. I really like the subtle chunk the armor gives it, and how solid it feels given that the limbs do have a sort of inner frame that the new HG wing kits have. The inner frame and even the polycaps are molded in Bandai's gold injection color, and we know how the community feels about them. But hot take, they're totally fine. You're overreacting, guys. About the color scheme, I thought this would be all in white and some slight bit of that color's variation. But turns out, it has some periwinkle tints to break up all the white. The yellow parts are going to be the nice vibrant yellow and not the universal century yellow, which has a bit more of an orange hue, and will have some nice warm gray here and there. Color separation is great, but will still come with a sheet of foil stickers, mostly for some yellow accent parts. Let's run through it quickly, starting with the typical eyes and head sensors. Accent details on the shoulders. Crest for the cloak unit. Details on the back skirt and also underneath it. These panels for the inside of the cloak binders. And finally, for the lance. Much of the foil stickers you can do without, as they look fine as they are. Especially the ones for the back skirt, as you don't really see it as much. Oh, and for the seams you want to cover, there's one for the pauldrons and the calves. So yeah, overall, the design of this kit is fantastic and looks amazing out of the box. This kit is one of those kits that with the aesthetics alone will surely grab your attention. Let's now check out the accessories, starting with the active cloak. And as you can see, this is definitely the Dead Side Hell's cloak, except, you know, it's in white. The crest is changed to match the design of this kit, and also has these blades that connect the cloak to the backpack, which kinda caught me off guard because it doesn't really seem to match the aesthetic. Maybe just to enforce this was also based from the Bersago? Anyways, the cloak really does look awesome and unique, and gives the mobile suit a sort of priest-like image. As you've seen before, the active cloak can be opened to serve as wing binders, which resemble a seraphim angel, the one that has 3 pairs of wings.
You're afraid, child.
The periwinkle parts inside should be in yellow, but honestly, I'm not a fan of that design. It kinda looks like insect wings because of the lines. What's awesome about this pair of wing binders is its articulation. What I found really interesting is how they designed the connections of the wing binders. The front and back binder connection part slides into each other to form a bolt joint. And this bolt joint is sandwiched between the middle binder and the arm that connects it to the backpack that makes the socket for the bolt joint to move in. What this does is it gives the binders the great range of movement that comes with the bolt joint. Bandai clearly flexing their engineering prowess yet again. To top it all off, the middle binders are also in the bolt joint, which gives the binders alone superb articulation. Now let's move on to the only handheld weapon this kit has, which is the beam lance. Basically, this is the Dead Side's, well, you know, sight, but with a tip replaced with a gigantic spearhead. Wait a minute, this isn't even a lance! Well, what really irks me is the shape of the spearhead. It looks like Skarmory's head. I think it would have been better if the straight side would curve a little to make the shape fuller. So this is apparently also a long-range weapon, as it can fire beams off the tip, which kind of reminds me of the upcoming glaive weapon for Destiny 2. God damn it, I did it again.
Good times.
Anyways, the yellow part can move out like so, which kinda looks lame to be honest. And the whole tip can tilt, so when you attach the effect part that came with it, it would look like a scythe. Kinda wish the effect part curved a bit, but I think they're aiming to have the lance mode as the primary mode of the weapon. Which again, Bandai. Even with the effect part, this ain't no lance. This is a spear. You might even get away with calling it a glaive. This is a lance. This is not a hammer. This is a hammer. Get your melee weapons straight, Bandai. Swear to God! Now, to compensate for the lack of weapons, this kit comes in with 3 set of hands. You have your normal holding hands, your thumbs up holding hands, which look great holding melee weapons by the way, and the open expressive hands, which if you've seen our other videos, you'll know I'm an advocate for, as it really makes your poses more awesome. One thing to note, however, is that the wrist is kinda limp and can't really hold the beam lance on its own. So recommend you tighten up the ball joint a bit by applying some nail polish, clear coat, or whichever preferred method you use to tighten up loose joints. Oh, and by the way, the effect parts are from the Sinanju, so it also comes with a shorter blade effect and this cool unstable beam saber effect that you can give to some other kit. So yeah, a pretty nice assortment of accessories. Cloak is awesome, beam lance kinda and optional hands always very nice. Excellent! Now let's get to checking out the articulation, starting with the head, which is on a ball joint that enables it to look up and down like so. Oh, and can also do a full 360. Torso has a bit of a nab crunch and is on your typical double ball joints, so it can do some side crunches and rotate, although not fully. Arms can move forward like so, and you can push it backwards to extend the movement. Arm is also on the ball joint and can move around like so. It can also move out with decent range. Bicep swivel over here. Beautiful double jointed elbow. Hand is on the ball joint. Front skirt can move up a bit. And so does the side skirt and can also tilt. Premium back skirt. Very nice. Legs can do the splits nicely and can rock forwards like this. Other than that, it also has a pelvis articulation, which is a unique point of articulation. You'll also notice the hard point is moved further back so you can do a floating pose with the legs together. Legs can kick out forwards and backwards, with the various mechanics helping out with the range. Thigh swivel with a 180. Double jointed knee that can bend up to there. But wait, there's more. Push the top of the knee armor and pull the lower legs so it can fully bend. A bit hard to put back though. Ankle can tilt backwards. Ankle armor is on the ball joint, and so are the feet. And finally, a nice toe bend to top it all off. So yeah, articulation is fantastic, with them going the extra mile to add those mechanics to maximize the posability of the kit. Really wish that we could see this more for future kit releases. Although, if there's one thing I would have loved to see in this kit, is the rare forearm twist that you can see from the likes of the Destiny Gundam or the Mud Rock. It would have been perfect for this kit because of the content design. But overall, articulation is superb and it really pushes the limits of how poseable high-grade gunplas can be. Size comparison time, and here it is side to side with your average size Gundam. If you look at it proportion wise, you'll see that the live lance would be just a bit smaller as it is based off the dead side. And as most of you probably know, mobile suits from the Gundam Wing series are just a bit smaller. The Mohawk definitely compensated for the height of the kit, as it brought the total height just a bit taller than the Gundam. If you didn't look at it closely, you won't really see much of a difference in terms of size. Now here it is side to side with a couple of wing kits, specifically the Geminas and the Wing Zero. Now, I put them together because I wasn't sure if Bandai made the live lens a bit taller like the Geminas over here. And after a couple of bars staring at them, I could confidently say that the live lens retains the original dead side proportions. Not sure why Bandai felt the need to upscale the Geminas over here though. Here it is side to side with the Skull Heart, and you'll see that even if Gundam Wing mobile suits are a bit smaller, they are not as small as the late UC era mobile suits. Plus their cloak bros. Did I mention cloak mobile suits are cool? And finally, here it is side to side with the narrative Gundam, and obviously there's no contest here. But the active cloak really gives the live lens more of a presence even when compared to a much taller kit. So overall, the Gundam Livelanceheaven is an outstanding kit out the box. The design is great and definitely belongs to the build universe that sometimes mixes in medieval fantasy elements. Being a fan of all things medieval fantasy myself, it did not disappoint. The way they designed this to be the complete opposite to the Grim Reaper aesthetics of the Deadside Hell is pretty clever, and the implementation of parts of lesser known mobile suits, particularly the Versago, is a nice touch. Come to think of it, Both of the base kits that this came from look evil, and it's really neat that they turned it into this angelic paladin look. The articulation is one of the more clever implementations in an HG kit, and just the amount of tiny mechanisms this kit has is simply amazing. Really love the active cloak, by the way. It just brings so much to the table in terms of presence both in closed and open mode. And that head design just looks so good. Ship's kiss. My main gripe about this kit is the weapon design. I really didn't like how the spearhead turned out. I mean, look at that box art. It looks so much better just by adjusting the shape of it. And also the limp wrist, but that's an easy fix. Other than that, this kit's great. Excellent! If you're not really a fan of the TV Dead Side Hell's design, like me, I'm more of an Endless Waltz Dead Side Hell guy myself, then this might be more up your alley. Would definitely recommend picking one up, especially with a nice retail price of 2200 yen. So that's it for the review. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a down, and let us know why in the comment sections. Consider subscribing if you like what we do, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you won't miss a video. Join us again next time for another Backlog Kits review. Oh, you're still here? Thanks for being a champ and staying all the way to the end. If you like this video, why don't you check out another Bandai HG kit review over here? Or maybe whatever YouTube decided to put over here. Either way, hope you enjoy them.
DEUS VULT!
Backlog Kits.